little better? Okay, I'm going to do the first session this morning from the field. My name's Seth. Again, I'm one of the assistant coaches here, going on my, been here 8 years, hard to believe. So it's my 9th coaches clinic. First time ever doing this. This is a collection of U12 players that I work with in a club called Crossfire across the lake. It's a combination of a first and second team, and we had some requests last year. A lot of coaches want to go, well, how do you work with, I mean, we usually bring our college team out here to do the demonstrations for the field sessions, and so some of the feedback was like, okay, that's great, but you know, how do you work with a youth team or a high school team or players that are not of the same ability as a Division I college team? So I said, got it. We'll bring out a youth team to do a session. The rules don't allow us to work with any high school age prospects, so we can't bring out anyone from 9th grade or older to do any demos for you. So, perfect case, good group of U12 players to hopefully paint a picture for you today for what my topic is. So let's give them a round of applause. I think you'll be impressed with the level. They're a pretty good U12 team. A pretty good collection of players, and they're currently in the midst of a winter league getting ready for state cup. So most of them don't have a game this weekend, so I said, let's get them some fitness for the week. So my topic is some games to work on some aerobic conditioning. And throughout the session, obviously, the idea here, as Dean was saying in the lecture, was that we're looking for some economical sort of training. How can you get as much out of a practice as you can? Combine as many elements into a training as you can, which, you know, is obviously as coaches, when you have 90 minutes and you have all these things to work on, how much can you get out of it? For those of you that are in high school, obviously your preseason is short, just like the college preseason, and fitness is a big component, and there's a lot of ways to go about it. There's long distance runs, there's running stairs, there's sprints, there's this and that. I think you'll find that the purpose of today's session is to try to show you that you can get fit by playing. And soccer-specific games with certain little simple conditions and exercises, you can really work on conditioning while they're playing the game, which addresses, you know, the technical, the tactical aspects as well, which is kind of what we want to do. I mean, it's one of those, how do you get fit? By playing to play soccer, you play soccer. So that's kind of what's going to be today. And obviously the games are meant to be a little high tempo. I'll stop and explain some things. There's a lot of science behind it, which we'll talk about a little bit at the end. But I'm not going to stop and make like coaching points, because it's not really a game for that. We'll stop and make sure that they're trying to address the game correctly, because obviously if they're not doing it correctly, then they're not going to get the fitness component. But just keep in mind that the topic is try to improve their fitness through playing. So obviously stopping every 2 minutes, not going to improve their fitness. So we want movement, we want action, we want a good 90-minute practice, and we're going to go through, we're going to do a warm-up thing that addresses some fitness, some games to goal, and then a final little dribbling circuit that I really like, that really will put the old ticker under some work for these guys. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them stop. I mean, usually what we do, the first thing we do in preseason is we measure their maximum heart rate. So we'll do a continuous beat test. That's kind of the first thing that we do to measure, you know, what their maximum heart rate is. And I attached a heart rate graph on the back of the handout. And you'll see that's, I mean, obviously, we have heart monitors for every player, and they wear those during training. So once we identify what their max heart rate is, we can determine what zone they're training in. We'll talk a little about that after. For these guys, obviously, I don't know what their max heart rate is. It's 220 minus the raise, so it's, you know, whatever, 205. How old are you guys? 11? So 11. So we're talking, you know, right around the 200s. But I'm going to have them stop, take their pulse quickly, so that you can get an idea of how quick their heart rates are up there, and you can see hopefully that within the games, you know, we're getting them fit while they're playing. So that's kind of the topic for today. And we'll try to progress through, and we'll show you some things on how we do with a 90-minute session, because it's kind of meant to be a little bit of a model training session. All right? Okay, so let's get white. Let's get you here on this cone. Red, let's get you over there on the first tall cone. You need some balls. Balls in each cone. Good, then one guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. One guy needs the ball going down. Everyone else stay with the ball. 4 guys out there. 4 guys out on the other tall cones. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, all the way down. One more. Right here. Alejandro. Kevin. All the way down. Right here, Alex. Good, all the way down, Brennan. Okay. So this is a little, it's a fitness warm-up circuit. We've used it the last couple of weeks. It's a little passing ladder. We've got 2 setups here because you really don't want any more than 8 to 9 players per setup. Otherwise, we don't get the fitness component that we're looking for. So I'm just going to show you 4 variations on how to work this. And it's a good warm-up for them and addresses technique, and obviously you'll get some fitness. So the first one, these guys have done this before, so hopefully they look like they know they've done it before. Going to come off the cone. I'll be Garrett. Try not to knock over my mic. But you're going to come off the cone, get the ball out toward. Ball comes in here, so you collect it on one side. Good. You're going to dribble around. Okay. Dribble around the other one. Good. Then come off the cone, Mitch. Good. Knock in there, and then follow your pass. One more time. Good. Around the cone. Come and get it, Alejandro. Good. Receive it. So collect it on one side. Good. Come and get it, Mitch. And now you're dribbling all the way back down. Then it's a sprint dribble all the way back down to the end. See the pattern? Okay, one guy here toward. When the ball hits the second cone, so melons when it hits Steven, whites when it hits here, the next ball's in play. Okay? We'll go for 2 minutes. Ready, go. Make sure the ball's not played until it hits the second guy. So the idea here, as you can see, as they start to get spread out, is there's not a lot of wait time. The minute that they get to the cone, here comes the next ball. So you can see they get back, and they gotta go again. So, we would do this normally 5 to 6 minutes as they get going. And the idea is that when they're at a cone, they're not standing for a minute. As soon as they get there, and the ball's arrived, boom, it's a couple second rest, and the next ball's played. And that's why you don't want 20 guys, 20 players at a station. You want 7 to 8 so that there isn't a lot of rest. Because again, it can be a warm-up, but this can also be an end of the practice fitness thing. And as a coach, you got to keep pushing the dribble, because this final dribble is meant to be a speed dribble. But they're just getting warmed up, so I'm not going to press them too hard. And these cones, you need 5 of them, and they're 25 yards apart, just kind of at an angle. There's no specific, I just kind of walk it off at an angle, go 25 yards, just make sure they're in line. And, so you need, as you can see, you need quite a bit of length to do this. Hold the ball, Kevin. Hold the ball, Kevin. Okay, finish out. Let's go, Mila, let's go. Okay, so that's option 1.